Today is Thursday, October the 6th, 2016, and at this stage this is an unlisted video in response to a Facebook thread discussing flat Earth and the position of the Sun as seen from my location in New Zealand, Tauranga, New Zealand, in the Southern Hemisphere. My location is at approximately 37.8 degrees south latitude, and the problem that we have is the equinox was last month, around about the 22nd of September, and now as we approach summertime here in New Zealand, the position of the sunrise and the sunset is heading southward as seen from my location, which creates a problem for the flat Earth model, because here in New Zealand, and let's pull up the map and take a closer look at where we are. Let's choose this map here because it seems to be a popular map with the flat Earth believers, even though they tell me that there is no official flat Earth map. Let's use this one. So here is New Zealand. We're off to the east of Australia, and I live in the North Island of New Zealand, right about here where the point of the arrow is pointing. That is at 37.8 degrees south latitude. Now the problem is that the Sun, at the summertime, describes a circle around the Tropic of Capricorn, which is around about here. I'm not sure if I've got one here, but here we go. Let's have a look at this one. So this circle here shows the approximate path of the Tropic of Capricorn, which is in the Southern Hemisphere summer. This red line shows the circle of the equator, or the path of the Sun at the equinox in March and September. And this path here shows the Tropic of Cancer, which is the path of the Sun in the Northern Hemisphere summer. So as you can see from this picture here, and let's bring it up closer if I can, when we zoom in to New Zealand, so here is New Zealand, we can see that the path of the Sun in mid-December is still north of New Zealand. But the problem is that the Sun is rising over here and it's setting over here. It's actually setting south of west, it's rising south of east. If I draw a straight line across this map here, dissecting through where I live in Tauranga, New Zealand, then that is my due east and due west line, but the sunrise is actually south of east and the sunset is south of west. So when I'm looking at the Sun rising, I'm looking off in this direction. I should be looking in this direction. When the Sun sets, I'm looking off in this direction. But according to this map, the Sun should be setting in this direction. I should never be looking south of west or east according to the flat Earth map. The Sun should never be in the southern half of my sky, as happens during sunrise and sunset in December. It should never happen according to the flat Earth map. And this is what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Not one flat earther can provide an explanation for this question. All that they can come up with is that, oh well, nobody really knows what the map looks like because we can never really know, which is absolute nonsense, because in this day of technology that we live in, anyone can get in a plane, fly up at 40,000 feet, look down at the ground, see their home location, see the ground below them, take photos as they go. Anyone can get on Google Earth and look down at the images. It doesn't matter whether you believe that the images were taken from aircraft or from satellites, which of course flat earthers deny that there are any satellites, but regardless, you can look at those images, you can recognize the features of your local city, you can follow all the places that you've ever traveled by road, you can follow the coastline if you're familiar with the coastline and confirm that it's correct, and people can fly from one country to another. I've got family over in Australia, I know people who are over in the US. You can get on a plane and the pilot will fly that plane, and you can be confident that you're going to arrive at your destination. I could fly from Auckland, New Zealand to LA, USA, and be confident of getting off the plane in the United States. So I would leave New Zealand and the Sun would be in the northern half of my sky, and I'd arrive in LA, and if it was during the daytime, the Sun would be in the southern half of my sky, because I'm then in the northern hemisphere instead of the southern hemisphere. And it's simple things like this that flat earthers can never explain. All they will do is obfuscate. They'll go off on a tangent, they'll change the subject, they'll try and introduce other points of discussion to try and get away from the question that's been asked. And my question is, how can the sun ever rise in the southeast, or the east-southeast, and set in the west-southwest, as seen from my location at latitude 37.8 degrees south, when the sun, the circle of the sun's path, is north of New Zealand? How is that possible? And who can answer this question? Thank you for watching. Hello YouTube, this is Dazza the Cameraman. Today is Thursday, October the 6th, 2016, and at this stage this is an unlisted video in response to a Facebook thread discussing flat Earth and the position of the Sun, as seen from my location in New Zealand, Tauranga, New Zealand, in the Southern Hemisphere. My location is at approximately 37.8 degrees south latitude, and the problem that we have is the equinox was last month, around about the 22nd of September, and now as we approach summertime here in New Zealand, the position of the sunrise and the sunset is heading southward, as seen from my location, which creates a